Hello there! Welcome to the Vietnamese Grand Prix. The Grand Prix that actually never happened in real life. Instead, is happening now in the F1 2020 universe. That actually it has its own lifespan of I don't know how long will the game be, but enough for us to be entertained until I move on to a different game, because I hope it's soon enough. Really, this race was, well, chaotic, if I gotta say, in my point of view. But yeah, this race never happened in real life. Don't know why, don't even care. I know there was something about COVID-19 and someone getting arrested, but yeah, that really was it. But now we have our Grand Prix and our My Team Career Mode, who are gonna be racing at these streets, and well, we'll see who's gonna be the race winner or the race loser. And right now, from the grid, we're gonna see right now, we are seeing everyone getting ready, everybody's being strong, and here is our grid.
To see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Leclerc, Daniel Kvyat, and Vettel, Gasly, Magnussen, Jones, and Esteban Ocon, Joe, Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Matsushita, Sete Camara, Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi, and Nick De Vries, Giovinazzi, Ireland, Giotto, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Thank you, Crofty. Now we're back on the racing track, and it's also 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. Great start for the championship contenders and for Valtteri Bottas, who leads into the Grand Prix with George Russell and the Red Bull chasing for second. As we also take a look at behind, is where we see also Sebastian Vettel in a Mercedes, a new team for him, because he just joined this season. And also we see the Christians of Doki Dynamics going past him and pushing him off the track a little bit, and we're also seeing Pierre Gasly giving him a fight. That driver was the Red Bull driver, as well as we're seeing another driver responding and also trying to overtake Sebastian Vettel, and it's in his Alpha Tauri as well. We also see Christian and the other Alpha Tauri, probably Daniel Kvyat, still racing as well, being overtaken, dive bombed, but failing to overtake as well. We see Sebastian Vettel finally sitting off after getting brutally attacked by the drivers, and we are going into the next lap, where he's also getting overtaken by probably Kevin Magnussen, the Alpha Tauri. And well, it just sucks for Sebastian Vettel, former Red Bull driver in the in there, and being overtaken by as well a McLaren, probably the rookie or someone else. I don't know. They have a new roster, as we know, in McLaren this season. As well, we are seeing Christianis on the Alpha Tauri, and doing the move he did last season, where he also crashed into Max Verstappen, if someone remembers that. But yeah, here they go. It's really a drag race to the breaking point and into the hairpin, and Christianus wins the drag. Yeah. But anyways, here comes AlphaTauri on Christianus again. These two fighting a lot this season, probably because the AlphaTauri has gained some places and is also the second fastest car, as we also see. And he goes down the inside and takes position of the car. And you gotta say, there's a lot of there's a lot of cars fighting with also a Honda car, and wow, a drift. Christianus is just showing off his drivability. And also, did he take back the position? I don't remember. That's why you should not yap on the mic, you know? And think about what was the name. And Christianus again losing positions, but he does not. But will he? He's gonna. There's a lot of racing. There are like 5 cars behind Christianus, who is also getting overtaken and almost sandwiched, but thankfully survives it and not in a crash. I think those tires are overheating, and the other cars are just simply faster in the corners. I don't think he's gonna win, but but we'll see. Anything can happen really in this race. But also we see the Red Bull overtaking Christianus because, he is slow through the straights, and now in the straights and in the corners, but this track is tight, full of wall, so you really don't know where to get an overtaking opportunity unless it's in a straight, because this Grand Prix is mostly about straights. It's like Jeddah, where there's 2 big straights, and you just have to use the DRS to your advantage. And honestly, if I was able to go to Jeddah, I'll be definitely going there every single season, because this race is basically like Jeddah, but in a more in a more light. There's more light in Jeddah than in Vietnam. But yeah, so if you are stuck in F1 2020 game, Jeddah is basically Vietnam at this point, because both tracks are good, and also we see Christianus fumbling by going deep and losing a position to, I don't really remember who is that. It's probably Daniel Kvyat, because we get to see behind him, basically is not even important, because Christianus overtakes him immediately down the inside, not down the outside, please. But we're not done yet, because those two are gonna try to overtake Christianus down the outside and down the inside, and Christianus basically is gonna be sandwiched unless he gets lucky, which he does, because those two are gonna fight and lose positions as well. One of the cars lost position, and now they're gonna be going into the SS corners with full throttle. Thank God there is no crash, because literally easy crash by the two if one didn't break. And now we are gonna be seeing down to the final corner. Where is Christianus? Where did he go? Did he go into the pits? He did. Honestly, the cameraman got lost. So yeah, now he comes into the pits, and I also take a sip of water. good water. But anyways, here comes Daniel Kvyat and Christianus into the pits as well. The team has to make a good enough pit stop to not be overtaken by the pack that is behind them. And Christianus just takes over the lead. Not really the lead, but boxes finally for his medium tires, as we can see his onboard of his car. And well, gotta say, a nice way to look at the track in the eyes of the driver, because you really don't see it a lot lately. But yeah, that's what you're missing out on. Just pure technical looking at a steering wheel with just like 1,000 buttons and going to just almost spinning out and going back. And well, here we're gonna see in the S's that everybody knows about, and how Christianus takes them. Really sharp turning, going to 7th gear even into a corner. And as well, we also see that Kevin Magnussen comes into the pits to also put in the medium tires, and Christianus has to overtake him, or he's gonna be losing a position. There he is also, as Kevin Magnussen also has a better exit out, because he just got a throttle through into the first corner. Meanwhile, Christianus also has to go through the first corner, which is a slow one, which is pretty cool, and well, loses the position. He has to now overtake Kevin Magnussen to at least gain some positions, or positions to the championship, because actually Kevin Magnussen is still first in the World Drivers' Championship after one race, actually. So it doesn't really, But also here we also have there goes Valtteri Bottas's engine, as he also retires from the race, as there also is a safety car to bunch up the field. And now it depends now what Christianus will do. Will he come into the pits? We know he sometimes comes to the pits because, well, he is the kind of driver who, if there's a safety car, he comes into the pits to have some fresh new soft tires and loses to the pack, because, well, he does that a lot. But anyways, we're also halfway to the end of this Grand Prix, and well, it's one of the longest ones with 17 minutes. 17 minutes of pure racing and battling. Insist on drinking water, because, well, water is the best thing to have in your body, and well, it's also 70% of your body. So water is key on hydration. Remember that. And also every single driver drinks water, because that's the only that if you're drinking something else, then what you doing? I mean, like an obsession is sparkling water, which is just still water. If you're drinking anything else, then good luck, basically. I mean, like, any kind of water is good, because it's water. Water is water. If you're drinking soft drinks, then very bad. But anyways, let's forget about talking about water and let's get back to racing. Now we have green flags, and Christianus, which has now cooler tires, has to overtake to at least win the race Kevin Magnussen Alpine car, the Ferrari, and the Red Bull. But also the Alpine car is also overtaking the AlphaTauri one. And now what does Christianus do? Well, we have seen this last season. He's gonna go down the inside and take the position. 2 cars in 1. And that's what we call good racing and patience. Let's have a replay on that. That was a pretty cool overtaking, don't you? They say 2 wide, and then he goes like, nah, let's make it 3 wide and go down the inside to take the position. And well, now he's 3rd in the red, so yeah. But here comes the race leader in 2nd place to the racing line to also take home the victory. Alexander Albon, he is your race winner today, as well.
Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. Very, very happy.
But yeah. Yeah, Charles Leclerc is 2nd, and Christianus comes in 3rd.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them? The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
And here is our championship standings. As we can see, 5 points behind Kevin Magnussen, who is still leading the championship, as well as 8 points to the World Constructor Championship. And goodbye.